Hi everyone, I'm GFX Rose. Thank you so much for watching, and today we are going to customize your model so that your Roblox GFX is going to be specific to you. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that using text. Yes, you guys are going to build text into your model. So if you have watched some of my other videos, you have seen that I have been focused on this little shop boutique. I'm going to turn on screencast keys. This is so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. It's showing you I'm wheeling the mouse up and down, and I also want to show you that I actually did change my picture. Before, in some of the other videos, I had a picture that was kind of creating that rosy hue on the glass, which was all right, but I wanted it to have a clearer look and not reflect that pink sunset so much. So now I have a Venice sunrise. Yes, that is Venice. It's lovely. I've been there. So now let's talk about exactly how we're going to add text. Well, first of all, I'm in the camera view mode, and if I stay here, it's going to get kind of garbled for you guys to see. So I'm going to change my viewport shading over to the not the solid, but the material preview, right? So now you are going to see this weird glass effect. Just ignore that, because as you just saw, it does not look like that in the rendered finished product, right? So what you want to do is make sure you're in object mode, and you can hit Shift A, and that will pull up adding a mesh. So we don't want to add a mesh. We're not adding blocks. We're actually adding text. So we are going to turn that text into a mesh, into actual blocks, but first you've got to make the text. So I'm going to make this text. They've created the little move function here. I'm going to slide it out so that I can see it, and it is right there, but it's flat. I'm going to need to rotate that. All right, and we have this 90 degrees up. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to give my little shop a name. I'm going to name it after the game that I've created. You guys have been to it in Roblox. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't, go check it out. It's where if you don't have access to Blender, where you can't make these GFXs very well, then you can come into my game and you can just take screenshots of yourself in these various models. And it's just a way to play around yourself and different way to make GFX. So anyway, let's head on over now to edit mode, and as you can see, the text changed immediately. So we need to backspace and change our text. I am calling this Ultimate GFX Studio. Okay, so here you go. Now that is done, and I just need to go back to the object mode to play with my sizing a little bit, make sure I've got it exactly how I want it. Well, I want to change it right away to make it so that Ultimate is on top. So I just go back, and there you go. Now I need to erase that enter in front of here, and so now we have Ultimate GFX Studio. So if you're wanting to change the text at all, you need to go over here and click on that letter A, and you'll find that you can change the structure, the whole setup, right? So we have the alignment here. We don't want it left aligned, we want it center aligned. So there's that. Okay, it keeps moving my cursor, sorry about that. So let me get into object mode, and maybe we'll have better luck here. All right, center it. Okay, sure. So it is centered now, and we want, I go ahead and I do like this font just fine, but you can actually change the font as well. You just click on font and you can play around with it. And if you do want to change your font, you load in a new font from a file. Okay, so if you want to mess around with the sizing, you can do it here, and that will of course increase your size and make it so that it will fit just perfectly for you. This is exactly where you're going to play around with all of the lettering. If you want a text to be on a curve, you want it to be bold, you want it to be at a diagonal, all those things are in this area, and you'll just have to play around with, again, this is called this properties area, where you play around with the different text. So what we're going to do now is take this and change the item, convert it to mesh. So I right clicked, I made sure this was highlighted first, right? I right clicked, and actually we could set this to geometry, that's fine. But anyway, convert to mesh, okay? And that is now a mesh item. It's no longer text, it's actual physical properties. It's not just like little letters flying in the sky like Sesame Street or something, right? So anyway, now you're going to edit mode, and you will see how it has changed it. Oh, look, it's not lined up. It's all these different things. I'm not surprised. My eyes never line anything up properly. So let's go ahead and click all on that and move it over so that it fits in. And this is where you're going to have to learn to adjust what it is that you are looking for in your heading. And you just move it around. You make sure that it's showing, that it's sticking out, so that you have some depth. Otherwise, when you go into object mode, you won't see it. And then you hit E to extrude, and you can bring it out as far as you want. Now, obviously, we don't want it that far, right? But we do want some thickness on it. And for some reason, we are in the hidden mode. There we go. Sorry, if you hit Alt-Z, it will actually make everything go into just the lines, and then you hit Alt-Z again, and it'll make it go back to the solids. So my apologies. So now we want to hit A to make sure that we have all of this highlighted, and we can play around with the verts. Like when I'm making my UGCs, the verts are very important. You don't want as many verts, so you clean it up, you make it smaller, you mess around with it. We can also change the color by going over here to the color area and assigning colors and assigning a palette to it, and we just can make it however we want. So let me show you what it looks like. So guys, here's the finished product. I actually already had this made for my game a while back, and I've been so anxious to show you. Anyway, as you can see, Ultimate GFX Studio is looking great up there, and what I can do is highlight on it for you to let you see the shading. You go in here, and I have an actual palette that's already chosen and have clicked on that coloring, and that is how you get the coloring. So if you're wanting to learn about adding palettes and that sort of thing to Blender so that you can work in color instead of gray and white, then let me know in the comments below, because I would love to talk about that. But right now I've just been focused on helping you guys build your GFX, and you don't really need to know that as much. But if you are going to add customized items, then you're starting to talk about a much more advanced GFX, which is going to make you stand out above the rest, right? So it's something to consider. Just let me know what it is that you're looking for, and I'll be so happy to teach you. It's seriously my joy. So as you can also see, everything's moved now. I've got everything up here, the viewport shader and all that. That's because I'm no longer starting out in that rig file. It's starting out as Blender is set up. So just remember, things may move around, but it all works the same, and most Blender versions actually are the same. It's just you find them in different places and all that sort of stuff. So let's head on over to check out exactly how this will look with our Venice background. There you go, guys, in the clouds, looking great. You can see the water behind it, and of course you're not going to get that though when you render this. So let me render it, and I will show you exactly how it looks. Here is our rendering, guys. I love it. I think the lighting looks great with the Venice background. And as you can see, I am shopping. I am ready to go into my precious little game, Ultimate GFX Studio. So I've got my boutique looking fantastic, and you guys should definitely go check it out and see what you think of the game as well. Thank you all so much for watching. As you can see, I actually changed this a little bit. I didn't do the glass. I removed the glass is what I did in this picture, and I added in the nice window frames. I thought it had a really good look to it. So that's another way. If you don't want to make the glass, you can just change it up, and you know, if you don't want to add the glass, just change it, add the framing, and it looks great, right? So thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I've enjoyed spending time with you, and I hope you've enjoyed spending time with me. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and make sure you have hit that like button if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe with notifications turned to all. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.